Cameras are watching you and me everywhere we go. Closed-circuit TV systems are now standard security. They're in airports, petrol stations and dairies, and almost certainly on the streets of your town. They may make you feel safer, but do they really cut down crime? And what if your innocent visit to the mall or the doctor or the park is taken and posted on YouTube? Paula Penfold with the story.
Security versus privacy. Is it sensible monitoring for crime prevention, keeping you safe, catching the thugs? How comfortable are you being filmed everywhere you go?
Well, I'm a great believer that if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to fear.
Or is it a surveillance society, capturing your every move, recording your private moments against your will?
Some people might feel safer. I'd say to them, where was the threat?
Whether you've noticed it or not, CCTV is here in a big way and getting bigger all the time.
Cameron, we're standing here in downtown Newmarket. How many cameras are watching us right now?
Several. We've got one immediately behind you. We've got a New Zealand Transport Agency one looking straight down Khyber Pass Road, a major arterial road. We've got one on Noel Leeming. We've got one above Mustang Saloon. We've got one in the veranda above that Khyber Pass Superette. And so there's 5 cameras right in the heart of Broadway looking down on us as we speak.
This is George Orwell stuff, isn't it? They're everywhere.
Well, let's just say if you want to have an affair, probably don't head to Broadway.
The upmarket Auckland retail precinct of Newmarket hardly screams the need for hefty surveillance. But here they've installed 14 high-definition digital cameras whose footage is transmitted via wireless technology and monitored within the Newmarket police station. Cameron Brewer of the Business Association is behind the move.
What are you trying to combat with them, though? Because Newmarket doesn't have a reputation, does it,
No.
as crime central?
No, and our crime problem wasn't any more significant than any other town centre in New Zealand. But it's about safety and it's about having a competitive edge, which is increasingly important.
Why should the police be involved in giving Newmarket a competitive edge?
Oh, well, that's from our perspective as a business community. From the police perspective, it's all about working hard to combat crime, to reduce crime. And since we've unveiled this state-of-the-art CCTV camera network, reported crime in key categories, and I'm talking about stealing from shops, stealing from people, and stealing from cars, has fallen by 22% in the past 12 months. Now, those are official police figures, not mine.
Nowhere's private. Leave Newmarket, your image might be picked up by roaming car-mounted cameras for Google Street View, and head to almost anywhere in the country. There'll be CCTV. Take Christchurch, where in recent weeks they extended their already substantial system. 25 new camera locations in the central city.
One of the criticisms of what we're doing is that we are becoming Big Brother.
Mayor Bob Parker says they've weighed up privacy concerns.
Kind of some truth in that. If being Big Brother means that we're taking our responsibility of protecting our citizens, then yeah, okay, I'll buy that. But this is Big Brother on the side of the people of Christchurch, and we're determined to use these virtual eyes, if you like, throughout our city to identify the problems, sometimes identify the problem people, and actually do something about it.
Although for some, being caught on camera misbehaving clearly isn't a problem.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
But Bob Parker says it's not stupidity the $1 million project is targeting. It's real crime. What return on your investment would you expect for that? Will you be monitoring the crime stats to make sure they come down?
Absolutely. I would expect that we're going to win this problem ultimately. We're not doing this just because, hey, let's throw $1 million at something for the heck of it.
Because as New Zealanders, we must be filmed, each of us, dozens of times a day, whether it's your cameras or the petrol station or the bank. Have we just ceded that right to privacy?
Well, I think the world that we live in today is not a fair or a just place. And if cameras and a loss of some privacy in what are public places after all If we have to lose a little privacy there in order to get a safe city, then that price for ordinary folk is well worth paying.
These days, I think science fiction has become science fact. Surveillance has silently crept up on us, and we are now getting close to a surveillance society.
Privacy Commissioner Marie Schroff is closely monitoring the expansion of CCTV.
What is a concern about that? Because many people would say, I feel safer if I'm being monitored, if the person who was going to attack me in the street fears they're being filmed and therefore doesn't. Isn't that a good thing?
It comes back to purpose again. We need to be sure that the CCTV camera is an effective way of increasing people's safety. Where it's effective, I think it should be used. Where it's not effective, I think there are real questions around its use.
With the potential for misuse, such as cameras in inappropriate places, Marie Schroff is drawing up a set of voluntary guidelines. If those don't work, she'd look at recommending new laws.
The technology has become faster, cheaper, more powerful, and of course now the content of what's recorded can be uploaded to the internet so easily. Not to mention the risk of employee misuse or a lack of security on the footage.
In New Zealand, complaints about misuse of CCTV remain anecdotal, but overseas there have been high-profile examples. Like when nude volunteers taking part in art installations discovered CCTV images were offered for sale in British pubs. So just how many cameras are there in New Zealand? We checked with the country's 72 councils. Only 13 don't have CCTV systems, and of those, 3 are considering installing them. There are cameras almost everywhere, from Matoda to Maungaturoto. And those 700 cameras are just the publicly operated ones. When you add in all the rest, we wondered how often each of us would be filmed. So we tallied the number of CCTV cameras we encountered on a typical day. We happened to be in Palmerston North. And we were surprised to find we would have been filmed on at least 26 different occasions. At the hotel where we stayed, at the bank, the petrol station, walking through the square. 2 cameras in the cafe we ate at in Fielding. And on it went. Author Nikki Hager is worried we're not even noticing the explosion of CCTV.
Normally you don't recognise what you're losing in advance when it comes to freedoms, but this is a classic case where we can look overseas and we can see that we are on a downward slope, and thoughtful people should be stopping and thinking about it now.
Just how far down that slope are we?
This is a stage where things have got completely out of hand, I would say. There is far more surveillance than is needed for security. There is far more surveillance than is needed to stop tagging on the shop once in a while. It has got completely out of hand.
And nowhere is that surveillance more intensive than here at the Britomart complex in Auckland. There are 64 cameras within a relatively small space. That means no blind spots, virtually nowhere to hide. And in the control room, the operators have the ability not only to monitor you, but to talk to you too through the speaker system if they think you're about to do something wrong. Big Brother is not only watching you, he can tell you off.
Warning, can the lady with the red coat
speak up a letter, including a pen provided.
If it looks like we're being watched a lot, it's nothing in comparison to the UK, the most surveilled country in the world. 5 years ago, Britain's Information Commissioner warned they were sleepwalking into a surveillance society. Now they've woken up and found themselves already there, with more than 4 million official CCTV cameras, one for every 14 people, capturing every drunken stagger, act of vandalism, or wannabe performer. Their rapid expansion on the basis of crime prevention is increasingly coming under question. A new report for the Home Office says CCTV has only a modest impact on crime and is at its best preventing vehicle crime in car parks. While the debate rages, proponents cite a long list of cases where CCTV has helped solve major crimes. After the 2005 London terror attacks, surveillance footage was used to identify the bombers. CCTV recordings show the carnage of the 2007 attack on Glasgow Airport. And who could forget the images of 3-year-old Chen Shun being abandoned by her father at a Melbourne railway station? There are numerous examples here too. In the case of murdered Scottish tourist Karen Aim, her movements through Taupo were tracked on a series of cameras. In Wellington, the perpetrators were caught on camera setting fire to this motorhome in the car park at Te Papa. And from the disturbing to the ridiculous, this footage of a middle-of-the-night theft in Auckland. Perhaps if he'd known he'd be caught on camera, he might have invested in a belt, especially now that his crime has been uploaded to YouTube.
There's no secret about these cameras. We want the public to know. We want potential offenders to know that those cameras are out there. We want them to not commit those crimes because they think they're going to be detected.
Christchurch Central Area Controller Inspector Derek Erasmus says even before the system upgrade there, footage from the cameras contributed to about 150 arrests a year. The images are monitored and the cameras directed from within the Central Police Station. The zoom capabilities are such that they can get this close, capturing an ammunition exchange on Central City streets. Someone brazenly carrying a weapon. And this image of a car caught on CCTV helped locate the killer of a prostitute.
The ability to solve a crime such as a homicide by using the technology we have here is a massive saving for police. The intangible is the crimes that we prevent by using this equipment. One death, one serious injury prevented because the cameras are in existence is a fantastic saving for the community.
The police say if it helps solve one homicide, that justifies CCTV.
That's the same argument as if it helps to stop one crime, why don't we have surveillance in schools and bugging everyone's houses and informers on their neighbours, which is actually, you lose so much of what your society is. You didn't actually justify solving that one crime. There's better ways to do it.
Oh shit, I gotta get better view.
But is it already too late when cameras are everywhere? Almost every mobile phone has a camera. You could be recorded when you're just enjoying a night out. Anybody could be filming you when you're behaving a little badly. What about when you're at your most vulnerable? Where might those pictures end up? And it's not just your image being recorded, it can also go live for anyone in the world to see. Live streaming webcams are becoming increasingly common. We're watching the beach at Mount Maunganui from the comfort of our Auckland office, on one of the many cameras that allows the viewer to take control and zoom in on whatever or whoever takes their fancy. But if you think some sort of Orwellian society is already here, look what's around the corner as technology marches on. Bosch Security Systems has 200 people globally working on research and development for what they call video analytics.
What are video analytics?
That's essentially the computer itself analysing the video footage.
Jason Mackey from Bosch New Zealand shows us what the technology is capable of, such as detecting thefts from museums.
What we've actually done is we've put in an area of interest that we want to, protect. What we're looking at there is any object inside that area and if it's been removed. So it's looking at the scene and saying if anything in this scene is removed, generate an alarm.
The analytics can spot an object left idle, for instance, a bomb being placed. And there's even software capable of spotting a tagger. It's technology already in use around the world and destined for New Zealand too. The future is here, like it or not.
Sure, it's Big Brother. In a purest sense, it is Big Brother.
And you're okay with that?
Well, I think most fair-minded people would agree that the pluses of CCTV cameras around urban areas throughout the Western world today, the pluses far outweigh the negatives.
I'm standing in a shop and I see there's a camera on me and my face is on a little TV screen, and then I'm in a bank and I see another camera, and in the petrol station someone's filming me there. Then I walk down the street with a friend and there's more cameras corner by corner. And although we're acclimatised to it and we don't think about it much, it's actually really creepy.